CKNW News Talk 980. 617 on CKNW. He had, and I underscore had, one of the legendary hockey player mustaches in all of Canada. But now Vancouver Canuck alum Dave Babych, well, he shaved that wonderful mustache on the 1st of November, all part of Movember, which is, of course, a fundraising effort to raise funds for men's health. Dave, great to talk to you. Was it hard to shave off that iconic mustache?
Well, you know what? I guess it was. I know when I talked to the people from Movember Vancouver, and I actually volunteered it, and then I started thinking after, I'm going, what if my wife doesn't like me, or and you know what, that probably would stay the same regardless. But when it started happening, I remember I went to the barber there, and they started chopping away, and anyone that had a mustache or a beard or something like that, would know that it's just that feeling of you're almost feel naked without it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been with me for a long time. I think there was a few times, when I was playing, I had to shave it off. Whether you got a stick in the lip where you had to get stitches, and the doctor had to find his way in there to give you stitches and so on. But there wasn't many times where I have shaved it off.
Well, let's talk about the reason you did that, and of course it is Movember. And this campaign is over the last many years is really about men's health issues.
Yeah, no, that's for sure, and that's that's the main reason I've got involved in a lot of these things. I know I just turned 52 a little ways back, and these unfortunately these things start popping into your lives just as a lot of other things do, and you play with a lot of guys in sports and so on, and everyone's different in the way they live their lives, but you're connected with these guys once you experience these teams, and people go through some problems, and a lot of the guys that I've played with are things are starting to happen, unfortunately, and if this could help in any way, it's just more than worthwhile getting involved in.
Well, and a lot of times it's guys who don't want to go to the doctor, or will ignore the whatever symptoms happen to show up, and guys have the mindset of just kind of plowing through it and getting by it, but that's not always the best way to work.
No, not at all. And we're all pig-headed in our own ways, and the only time we seek help is when it's kind of the last straw, and which is really unfortunate. There's so many resources and people that are willing to help, and no matter how you feel, and even at the best of times, maintenance is a very important thing. And you're right, it's people have to get past the stigma of acting like a tough guy and not seeking help. But like I said, the resources are there, and it's you might as well use them if we can bring awareness by me shaving my mustache off, or I know in November 23rd we have the Moustache Miler. I'm the Grand Marshal. I hopefully they don't expect me to be first in the race, because that we won't happen. That'll be a slow race, that's for sure. But anyway, we're having that on, like I said, the 23rd. I believe it's a Saturday, and it's at Stanley Park at the Brockton Oval. I believe it starts at 10:30. There's things going on before and after, so it should be a lot of fun.
All right, Dave, we'll get you to stand by. We'll continue our chat with Vancouver Canuck alum Dave Babych, talking about Movember, and he, of course, is going to be he'll be the leader, let's put it that way, of the Moustache Miler in Stanley Park coming up on the 23rd. Stay with us here on CKNW. We're back with the final few minutes with Dave Babych, a former Vancouver Canuck, the guy who had potentially had one of the greatest mustaches in the history of Canadian hockey, but he shaved it off on the 1st of November in order to raise money for Movember. One of the things that I thought was really cool this year is that the Movember fundraising is going to be around a lot around men's mental health, and that's obviously it's a topic that I've talked a lot about, and it's great to see that more attention is being paid to that.
Yeah, for sure. And and just going, I guess towards the Canucks, we're Rick Griffin was unfortunately suffered some, in that way, and we all know what the outcome was, and it's just it's such an unfortunate thing. And I know, there was, as much help provided as possible, but maybe if it happened before then, or he recognized it before then, maybe something like that doesn't happen, and and it's unfortunate that sometimes that brings more awareness to it, and it's like I said, it's a sad way to do it, but hopefully we can certainly learn from it.
Yeah, and it's another area that it has a lot of stigma around it. I think both for men and women, but for men in particular. So it's a good thing that Movember has included that in as part of its fundraising goals. Listen, Dave, I really appreciate your time, and I hope that thing grows back more quickly than not. And we'll catch up with you on the 23rd instead.